Hello, everybody. This is the Secret Invasion review, and we're just going to make it a spoiler review because I'm a couple of days late. Not going to lie. Sorry about that. But here we are, second episode in. If you haven't seen it, then you've been warned. This is a spoiler warning, but feel free to list all of your favorite moments, full spoiler details in the comments below, and also let me know what you're thinking about this show. I don't seem to see any sort of hype at all online, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. I could be totally wrong. Briefly, I'm just going to go over kind of everything that kind of happens in the episode and then just kind of summarize my thoughts. Brixton 1997 is where it takes off, and I'm not sure if this is pulled directly from a previous project, but the de-aging they used for Sam Jackson here I thought looked really good. Fury finds out there's a million Skrulls on Earth when he's on the train with Talos. Later, he gets mad, and him and Talos have this argument, and Talos makes some great points, like, what would you do if it was humans and you were on my planet? You would have done the same exact thing. And basically, they ended up going their separate ways. I thought it was a great scene, which then eventually leads Nick Fury to Maria Hill's mother, which I also thought was a pretty good scene. I mean, we see him have to take a little bit of accountability, and once again is getting the finger pointed at him for everything that is going on. Maria has been one of Nick's most trusted allies from the beginning, so this scene was hard for him. This moment was hard for him. But I feel like at the end of the day, it is still a little disappointing unless they do the whole fake death by the end of the show where Maria is not dead, then that'll feel pretty underwhelming. I said in the previous episode that maybe there was a chance she was a Skrull. I don't think that anymore, but I do think that it was just a little underwhelming just to kill her off in the beginning of the episode or the beginning of the show. And we keep going back to Gravik. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Where he says he doesn't want to kill Fury because Nick Fury wants death. He's a broken down man. He is a former shell or a shell of his former self. So killing him would just be giving him what he wants. He doesn't want to kill him. He wants to make him. He wants Fury to want death even more. And Gravik ends up doing something kind of similar towards Emilia Clarke's character later. But we've been wondering how Rhodey is going to play into this show, and he just shows up, has this great moment with Nick Fury where they touched on a lot of different factors. The fact that they have history together, the fact that Nick Fury in a lot of ways outranks Rhodey, where Rhodey is kind of Tony Stark's lackey at one point, so Nick Fury was the one that brought them all into this life. I liked how they mentioned the Avengers during that, and how if they brought in the Avengers, then the Skrulls are just going to copy the Avengers, and then all of a sudden the Avengers are terrorists. It's a nice way of acknowledging why they can't bring them in, even though, whatever. It'd be nice to see some of the Avengers. Maybe we will. Who knows? But then Rhodey goes on to fire Nick Fury, which was a shocking scene. I did not see it coming, and the way Nick Fury reacted felt the most Nick Fury out of the last two episodes. And it was really refreshing because it reminded me of like, oh man, this is a character that is still here. It is still the same guy from the first Iron Man movie. He just doesn't look or really act like the same dude for most of the rest of the episode. And directly after this scene, after he kind of twists the guy's arm and hurts him and then gets in Rhodey's face and says, even when I'm out, I'm in, because I'm Nick Fury. It was a badass scene. I liked that even though they have this brotherly connection and that they have a mass amount of respect for each other professionally and emotionally, they both are standing their ground and standing up for what they believe in and are doing what they believe is right. Rhodey really thinks that Nick Fury's just lost it and is just way out of line and is just going way out of left field. And Nick Fury wants to fight his battle alone. He's kind of pulling a Batman a little bit. And Batman is a little cuckoo. And we keep coming back to this scene of this dude in the freezer. I don't remember any of the names of the character being tortured or the woman torturing him, but we actually see a finger getting decapitated in this. And I thought, there wasn't as much blood as there obviously would be in real life or as there is in horror movies, but I thought it was actually kind of surprising. I was like, man, they're actually pushing the boundaries in this show. You could tell that they were pushing the boundaries by just the way that the show looks and the way the show is written. They're trying to go for that more adult feeling, obviously going for that Andor feel, but for MCU, I don't think it's to that level of production or to that level of quality, not nearly, but that's clearly what they're going for. But when they do things like that, I do think it's a nice touch, although it doesn't really make sense when you think about them going back and editing things out of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like, why did they go back and do stuff like that? How's, a little bit of blood when Bucky throws a shield or I can't remember what Bucky threw. I think it was a pipe and it just got impaled in him or something like that. I could be totally wrong. But then you have decapitation fingers in this or amputated fingers in this. And so there's a little bit of hypocrisy going on here. But then Gravik basically ends up killing the dude. He knows that the dude gave away the information that he shouldn't have gave away. He ends up killing the dude or has one of his henchmen kill him. And then looks at Emilia Clarke's character, Gaia. And Gaia looks scared. Gaia's clearly scared. Gaia's been scared of Gravik the whole episode. And Gravik the entire episode has just been acting shady with Gaia. It's clear that he knows something is up. He knows that Gaia's been talking to Talos or something. He's smart enough to know. I think that this show is going to be somewhat setting up Gaia as kind of the next Maria Hill. Now, maybe not Maria Hill in the Avengers movie where she's like got major amounts of scenes in the next Avengers film. I'm not saying she's going to be in Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars or anything like that, but I think for a show like this or future shows, she could be that kind of supporting character, which, yeah, I know we all already kind of thought she was going to be that type of character anyway, but the fact that the exit of the Maria Hill character, I think Gaia is going to take an even bigger role than I previously predicted, and I think than a lot of us previously predicted. And the fact that, hey, she was a Skrull, I was at least right about that. But overall, I do think it was a good episode. I liked the second episode better than the first. I'm still not loving the show. I do still feel fatigued from the MCU and from the Disney Plus MCU shows, because I already feel like I think episode 1 was really good, and episode 2 I enjoyed more, but it might not have been as good. It did feel like that more MCU tropes here and there, and it does already kind of feel like, okay, so this feels very different than episode 1. We're already going in a kind of more sillier route at times. Nick Fury is kind of silly at times. So where are we exactly going? And is it going to be able to stick the landing? That's always the question with all of these Disney Plus shows. But what are your thoughts on this, guys? I'd love to hear it down in the comments. Are you enjoying this show? Did you like episode 1? Do you like episode 2? What do you think of Sam Jackson in the role? If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to support us. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Thanks so much, and until next time, peace.